Hello and welcome to part 16 of Let's Play Pokemon Pearl. In the last part we made our way to this city, so in this part we're gonna take on the gym and finish the gym and do the gym, pretty much. So, and yeah, obviously I've been talking to that guy every single time just to see if it's actually helpful. And he seems to be a bit inconsistent with the help, like sometimes he just won't help at all. Like sometimes he'll just state what type the gym has and then that's it. Although that guy actually did say that you need to use flying or psychic type Pokemon, so yeah, I think I might have mentioned this in the last part, but if you really need to have a flying or psychic type, so that's gonna be like Kadabra, Bigger Bird, I think a Hoothoot maybe, just one of those sort of Pokemon really. Although it's also worth noting, I actually tried to do a bit of research for this, that well I knew this already, but come on, just go with it. That fighting Pokemon can't, or fighting moves don't affect Ghost Pokemon at all. So that's worth noting because obviously, I don't think it was last part. Maybe it was. I can't remember. We went to the Lost Tower, which had Ghastly. So if you manage to catch yourself a Ghastly, then really you should be okay, because you know any fighting moves they just won't hit you. And pretty much every single Pokemon in this gym is fighting, so you know. And I think normal moves as well. Any normal moves they have won't affect Ghosts, so really that's two sort of moves that you just won't get hit by, so that's worth noting. So yeah, this is why I got Bigger Bird. I think I mentioned it before, but yeah, I just kind of needed a Pokemon to be good against fighting. I didn't want it to go down like in Eterna City with grass Pokemon. I just didn't want to have to put up with that, so I just thought it made a lot more sense to get Bigger Bird, and yeah, it turned out great. Really. Although Bigger Bird does get a bit over leveled in this gym, which is kind of annoying, but also expected, really. I guess. So yeah, this gym's not too bad. It's not too bad, really. The levels are alright. Fighting Machops and Machokes are pretty easy. They're not actually too hard to fight, so you shouldn't have any problems there. So, there we go. So yeah, at the moment I'm just delaying time so I can talk about the gimmick of this gym, because I realised I didn't talk about it, so I'll just wait for me to finish off this Machoke. There we go. Right, so anyway, the gimmick of this gym is that, as you can see on each side, there's like 9 squares, and then there's these weird things that you can push along, and there's a gap in them. So what you have to do is go from either side. You can push them only one way, really, so you have to go to one side, push it along, so you can walk through the gap, and yeah, that's it. And you have to go around the whole gym, pushing all them along, so all the gaps lead you to the gym leader. You know, it's a pretty good gimmick. You know, it's not one of the best gym gimmicks, but you know, it works. It's not too hard, it's not too easy, so yeah. So that's that. Yeah, really not too much to talk about in this gym. I could explain how to do the puzzle, but it's really not too hard. It's not tricky, you know, you're not going to have any problems. I think I do have some problems, but overall it's really not too bad. Like in most gyms, what you have to do is just follow the trainers. So you just push all the things along as you're going around fighting each trainer, and it will lead you in there's always a certain path that you're meant to take. I mean, obviously in certain gyms that's not the case, like if you remember the classic lightning gym in the first generation, god. I could never get, it took me so long to get that. I think the first couple of times I did that gym I didn't actually know what it was. I can't remember what it is now, but I think isn't it the one to the right of it is always the one to pick? It's something like that. Or an L shape. I remember being a kid and everyone having their own different theories to what it actually, is. But I think it is the one to the right of it. Although it obviously really doesn't matter. We're fighting the fighting gym, you know. Yeah, they weren't too original with these Pokemon either. That's something I've noticed in Pearl. I don't want to start complaining again because I know I might have done a bit too much, and it's probably giving you the impression I don't like the game, which is not the case at all. I think it's a great game. But yeah, they don't really introduce any new fighting or any new Pokemon when you come to a new gym. I think Grass type did, but Rock type didn't. There was that dinosaur Pokemon that the gym leader had, and that was it. It was kind of a bit disappointing, really. I mean, I guess it is hard to come up with new interesting gyms because this is the 4th generation, but still, I mean, come on guys, sort it out. So yeah, this is me going off to Hill, and yeah, this bit is sped up a bit because, I mean, it's a puzzle. I mean, come on guys. I just didn't want to waste this whole time is in the gym, but this gym really isn't interesting. It's not an interesting gym, as you can see. You just have to follow the path around and just think about it, you know. You might have a bit of trouble doing this puzzle, but most of the time you're just not going to, so yeah, that's why this bit is sped up, because it's quite boring. It's quite dull watching someone figuring out a puzzle. I mean, that's why there's no videos of people doing Sudoku, really. No one's interested. Well, that's why there's no YouTube videos of Scrabble, people intensely playing Scrabble or any sort of game like that. But as you can see, I've pretty much got this almost, come on me. As you can see, it's just thinking about where to go and what you need to be done and how you need to do it, so it's not too tricky. And yeah, we got there, we got to the gym. Pretty short gym actually. It's I know I just sped that bit up, but there's what, there was like 3 trainers, 4 maybe? And yeah, this is our 3rd gym battle, pretty exciting. In terms of tactics, like I mentioned, you just need some sort of Pokemon with flying moves or psychic moves or just a ghost Pokemon. Especially for, okay, so this Pokemon you're not going to have any trouble with. You don't even need a flying type. I sent out Bigger Bird just to be safe. I didn't know what I did it on my first go, so I didn't know what sort of Pokemon she was going to have. So I just thought I'd play it safe and send out Bigger Bird. And I got quite lucky there, and I managed to take it down in 1 wing attack. So, you know, it probably was a good move, but I could have easily sent out another Pokemon to take it down. Yeah, her next Pokemon is Machoke, so that's pretty basic. I mean, you fought enough of them getting to her, so if you don't have a tactic now. I sent out Hot first just because I wasn't too sure what level it was going to be, but I didn't think it would be that high, because I doubted that Machoke was her main Pokemon, so I'll just send out Hot first because it has Miracle? No, it has a water boosting move anyway. Boosting item. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but yeah, I gave Hot Fuzz the water boosting item to help it out. I can't remember what it's called though for the life of me. I don't know. Yeah, I just sent out Hot Fuzz just because it, you know, does good move. Bubble Beam's a good attack, so I didn't think it would have too much trouble. Although Brick Break, yeah, it did a lot of damage. But yeah, here's a good tactic to always kind of try and use on gyms. Is that you always want, obviously you don't send out your best Pokemon against them straight away. And there's a couple of reasons why not. First of all, obviously you don't want them to take any hits, because when they come up against like the big daddy of the gym, you don't want them weak, you want them at full strength. And a second reason is because if you send out something else, it's not going to take out in one, it's not going to kill it in one, it's just going to wear it down. And if you can wear it down with Pokemon that you don't really need, then they're going to use their potions, because they only have a set number of potions. So if, like you saw there, she used up her Hyper Potion, so that's one that she can't use on her last Pokemon, as we're about to see. So yeah, this is her last Pokemon. Most gyms in this game only have 3, although I think the last two have 4, if I remember correctly. And yeah, this is definitely a tricky Pokemon to take down. It's Lucario, which if I recognised it already because of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I actually thought Lucario was a legendary Pokemon. That's why I thought it was in Brawl. But I'm guessing the reason it's in Brawl because it's like a really powerful fighting Pokemon, and you know, Brawl is a fighting game, so it would make sense, I guess. Although it actually looks a bit more grrr in this game than in Brawl. In Brawl it looks nicer. I don't know. So yeah, straight away it's level 30, so that's going to cause us some problems. None of my, I think Bigger Bird is 29 at this point. And I was hoping to get some good, like, some damage on using Plug Switch, but it used Bone Rush, which is like Fury attack, and it was a really powerful move. I got unlucky. You know, if it only hit me like 3 times, I would have been okay, but unfortunately for me, it hit me enough times to take me out, so next I just thought, screw it, I'm just going to have to send out Bigger Bird. And it uses an attack called Drain Punch, which is actually the TM for this gym. So I thought I'd use Wing Attack, just obviously I'm going to use Wing Attack, but I didn't have any real tactics, as in, I think Bigger Bird knows Double Team at this point, I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't think Bigger Bird could be out in the field long enough for Double Team to have any real effect. So instead I just thought I'll attack it, hope for the best. And yeah, had a berry, so things weren't looking good for me at this point. I was very worried that I wasn't going to do it. I mean, Bigger Bird is about to die, and I decided just to kind of try and do some damage just to help out my other 2 Pokemon who I'm going to have to use as soon, just because Bigger Bird's about to go down. Yeah, this it's quite interesting that they had fighting at this point in the game, because what makes fighting Pokemon easy or easier is having a flying Pokemon that knows Fly. Fly's a really good move, and that's what I use all the time. Now that I have Fly, the HM, as I'm playing the game, it's really good move, Fly, so it's really helpful. And Fly isn't good against human players, but against AI it's really good. But the fact that you don't have that kind of makes this whole battle a bit trickier, because Wing Attack just isn't as good. I mean, it's okay, it's good. So yeah, I've no idea what I was doing at this point. I was a bit worried. I just didn't want to lose, pretty much. So I decided to use Sandstorm, which I think improves certain moves. It doesn't buffer your Pokemon like some status stuff does, or some weather effects do, I should say. Yeah, I can't. But yeah, then I was kind of a bit screwed, because fighting Pokemon I think it's super effective against ground or rock. Or I definitely know that rock Pokemon aren't effective against fighting. But then again, so yeah, super effective. But then again, I thought some of its attacks Squirm can just take because of its stupidly high defense, and I was right at first, but then it kind of all fell apart, and the Sandstorm didn't really help me out. I really should have just attacked it, but yeah, I thought now was a good point to actually, you know, heal someone, get someone up. Although annoyingly on Pearl it doesn't come up when you've healed someone or who you've healed on the top screen, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it, I'm afraid. So yeah, she doesn't have any more healing items, but Lucario still has an annoying amount of health. So I only have 1 Pokemon left, Hot Fuzz, because I don't think I need to mention the fact that I healed before this battle. I don't think I need to mention that. But I always do, just so you know. So Hot Fuzz is pretty weak. I got quite lucky with the Metal Claw. If it used Bone Rush, I might have been in a lot more trouble. So I decided to go for Bubble Beam just because it's the best attack Hot Fuzz has. I actually got quite a lot of damage on it. And now it all just comes down to this. Hot Fuzz has to take this Bone Rush. I was quite lucky because it didn't do that much damage. And it hit 3 times as well. If it actually hit me 5 times, I don't think I would have died. There's a chance I would have done, but I think the chances were for me that I wouldn't have died. So it's a good thing Hot Fuzz has pretty good, you know, defense. And yeah, I managed to take it down. Just. That was so close, that battle. It was actually pretty intense playing it as well. It was like, I don't know how I won it, really. I just got lucky, I guess. Thank God I got Bigger Bird. Or I wouldn't have been able to do it, if I'm being honest. So yeah, now we have the Cobble Badge, so we can use HM Fly outside of battle, as she just said, stealing my words. It's rude. And yeah, now we have Drain Punch, which is actually I think she get, yeah, Drain Punch, which is a pretty good move. And yeah, so with the gym done, we will head to the next city. So I've been HonestTom23, and I will see you next time. Okay, goodbye.